Hello, my name is Paul, and I am proud to be a science nerd. I studied physics in college and graduate school, and later on, I worked as an astrophysicist at NASA. Now I teach astronomy and physics to college students. I'll be taking you on a journey to explore the connections between science and faith. Thank you for joining me. The science nerd thing started pretty early for me. The birds in my backyard fascinated me when I was a boy, and I have loved the night sky for as long as I can remember. But when I was about 10, my dad handed me a book that turned me on to science for good. It was a book about natural history. It had hundreds of amazing pictures in it. It showed prehistoric plants, fossils of ancient sea life, dinosaurs of all kinds, on and on, each creature stranger than the one before. It showed something else too. It was a timeline of evolution, divided up into epochs and periods and eras and eons. My dad and I sat down together on the sofa and we looked at it. And we located ourselves within the Holocene epoch of the Quaternary period of the Cenozoic era of the Phanerozoic eon. Our eyes ran down across untold ages full of life and death, evolution and extinction. I was overwhelmed and frightened. I didn't get the details, but you know what? I got the point. The point was, I am nothing. My family and friends and I would eventually all disappear into the vastness of time. Now do this. Imagine all of cosmic history compressed into a single calendar year. The Big Bang happens on January 1st. And the present moment, right now, is midnight on December 31st. Now, according to this calendar, on what dates do certain important events in cosmic history take place? The Milky Way galaxy, our home galaxy, forms on May 11th. Then we wait until 2/3 of the year has passed, until September 1st, for the sun, Earth, moon, and everything else in the solar system to condense out of a vast cloud of gas and dust within the Milky Way. 3 weeks later, life appears on Earth. It's single-celled, and it's simple, and it stays that way until November the 8th, when the first complex cells show up. Multicellular life, think stuff like algae, doesn't evolve until December 5th. By mid-December, cool little creatures called trilobites skate across the ocean floor. Then the pace kicks up a notch. Flowering plants make their debut on the 20th of December. Winged insects show up on the 21st, amphibians on the 22nd, and reptiles on the 23rd. Now, we don't know why it happened, but the largest mass extinction in history occurs on Christmas Eve. 9 out of 10 marine species and 7 out of 10 land species vanish. But with all those other species out of the way, mammals appear, and so do the dinosaurs, which rule the planet by December 29th. Then another mass extinction, this time it was a giant asteroid, wipes out the dinosaurs on the morning of December 30th. As a result, mammals flourish and grow larger, and some of them start standing up straight. And on New Year's Eve at 11:52 p.m., with 8 minutes to go in the year, human beings finally show up. We develop agriculture with 28 seconds to go. And we develop writing with 12 seconds to go. Jesus walks the earth with 5 seconds to go. And Neil Armstrong walks on the moon with 1/10 of a second to go. And here we are. Happy New Year. The year contains 31,536,000 seconds, and recorded human history spans 12 of them. Cosmically speaking, we've barely even arrived. Now, that natural history book also taught me that all life branched out from a single common ancestor, which means my family and friends and I were distant cousins to chimps, okapis, narwhals, rotifers, lichen, and on and on. So we're not really different from the other animals. All life is connected. Every species descended from a previous one. And it was very sobering to discover that the vast majority of species disappeared from the face of the earth a very long time ago. Now, this is a whole lot for a 10-year-old to think about. But the mystery deepened. There's more. Dad also took me to church twice a week, and there I was handed a very different book, the Bible. It contained a different timeline. This one was only 1 week long. The order of events was different too. The natural history book said life started in the sea, but Genesis said it started on the land. The Bible didn't mention evolution, or mass extinctions, or loss of species, but it did mention God and Adam and Eve, none of whom showed up anywhere even once in the natural history book. The two books could not have been more different. Which one was right? What was I supposed to believe? Now, I liked the Bible story. It was easy to understand. Instead of making me feel like nothing, it told me I am special. It said my friends and family and I are different from other animals. It said we're created in the image of God, and that was very reassuring. But the story in the natural history book got my attention, and it sparked my imagination. It set me dreaming of ancient landscapes and creatures no one would ever see, yet which had been just as real as Boots, our family dog. It also got me thinking about God in new ways. Like many children, I got on my knees and I prayed at bedtime. My belief in God had been simple and unclouded, but my growing understanding of science changed this. Believing in God became more complex because of the practically infinite amount of space and time and life and death out there. There were places and times no human could visit. And there were creatures no human could know. And God was the God of all that. Bacteria and trilobites and galaxies and planets. But I struggled to see how a God that big could care very much about little old me. Even so, my love for the cosmos continued throughout high school. I tried to hold on to my Christian faith, but by the time I reached college, I felt like I had to let it go. I had to walk away. Christianity seemed small and insufficient and irrational in the face of the massive cosmos I was learning to love. And I felt I had to choose. I had to choose between religion and science, between faith and science, and I chose science. And that was even before I became a physics major. By then, it looked like faith was gone for good. Maybe you relate to my story. Do you ever feel like faith and science are in competition? That you've got to choose one or the other? The different stories told by faith and science often overwhelm us. But what if our faith could be enlarged and inspired by science? I believe this is possible. Together, let's explore how faith can expand along with our ever-increasing understanding of the cosmos.